Well, I wouldn't agree with lazy because, I mean, we do the same amount of work that everyone else does. Granted, I did have a little too much fun my freshman year and the beginning of my sophomore year, but I think the biggest thing for fifth year seniors is the fact that they come in and they don't know how to be a college student. They came to college and they're excited about the fact that they're in college, but they're just focused on the fact that they're in college. They're not looking past the fact that they need to actually graduate once they get here. They're here for the experience more than they're here for the education at first. Yeah, I've seen a lot of fifth year seniors during my time, and I pretty much knew I was going to be a fifth year senior when I came back as a sophomore. It's because I'd failed a couple classes my freshman year. So, I mean, pretty much everyone started joking with me about the fact that I was going to be here an extra year from my third semester of college. So, I mean, I kind of embraced the fifth year mentality, the fifth year status right away. Most fifth years I've met are education majors. And I think the big thing about it, yeah, like you said, student teaching takes up an entire semester. So, and you have to get into the School of Education. And to get into the School of Education, you have to have a 2.5 or higher, plus you have to meet certain checkpoints. You have to take a praxis exam just to get into the School of Education. You have to maintain a 2.5 or higher, and they won't let you in if you're just like right above a 2.5 very often. You usually have to go and plead your case. That's something that I had to do as I started to focus more on the graduation aspect more than the being in college aspect. As I've gotten older in college, I still went out and had a lot of fun during my time. I won't deny that. But I've refused to go out with my friends because I knew I had something to do, or I knew that I knew that I had a time crunch. But at the same time, on the flip side, I've put assignments off to the last minute. I think, despite being a fifth year, you can still procrastinate, you can still go and have fun, but you can still, on the flip side, be a good student while doing all those things. I wrote a 50-page paper in 18 hours this last semester. And it was my senior thesis paper. It was a rough draft for it. Granted, I wrote it a week in advance, but my thing is I got in the mindset that it's going to get done. I don't care how long it gets done. I started at 5 o'clock at night and I just planned to get started on it. Next thing I knew, it was 4 o'clock in the morning and I was 38 pages into it. So at that point I was like, if I go to sleep, I'm not gonna wake up till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I figured I might as well you just gotta go at that point. So. I've been grouped under this stereotype a lot. And I think the biggest people that target fifth year seniors, or even people that aren't fifth year seniors but fit their view of the stereotype of lazy procrastinators, kids that like to have too much fun, are the kids that feel that they have to put 7 weeks into one project while I put 18 hours into one project and still do the same amount of work as they do. They need a reason to understand how I'm doing as well as they are. So they're like, oh, you went to college for 5 years. You have to be pretty good at college by now. And, half of that, sure, that's fine. But I wasn't just here because of academics for my fifth year, so